The people that I've talked to and everybody that I have say he's as sharp as a tack.
That's funny.
Michael Douglas is defending President Biden over concerns about his age and mental fitness.
The people that I've talked to and everybody that I have say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine. We all have an issue with memories. As we get older, we forget names. He's overcome a stutter in his life, and sometimes he might.
Douglas also says most of Biden's cabinet would work with him again. And those are your headlines, guys. Back over to you.
Yeah, I used to have a stutter, too. It doesn't impede
But
me
he didn't even say,
talking.
I talked to him and he was sharp. He said, other people I talked to him and says he's sharp.
Keep in mind, he is an actor.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as a spokesperson for Biden here, I don't think so. He played the American president in 1995. Okay, but that's fictional. We're talking fictional here. And President Biden is using ads saying he's sharp as a knife, and Michael Douglas, sharp as a tack. I'd rather hear from Bill Clinton what he thinks about President Biden, because President Biden has chronic atrial fibrillation, which can lead to cognitive problems. He had brain surgery in 1988, which can lead to cognitive problems. And Clinton's advisor, Sosnick, wrote in the New York Times in February, let's hear some wisdom. If you want to fight these ideas, because 60% of Americans think he's not mentally fit to serve, Ainsley, if you want to fight those ideas, fight them with wisdom, not with ads. Fight them with cognitive tests and MRIs that Dr. Siegel's been asking for a year or two now. The way to do this isn't to bring out a fictional president to say that he's okay.
Well, and he did play a president, and he is an actor.
Absolutely.
But let's just say that his entire cabinet, including his vice president, everybody in his cabinet, would be more than happy to work with him again in the next term. I cannot say that about the other candidate running.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, I'm sure the president appreciated those comments from Michael Douglas, but when people have to constantly assure others of your mental capacity, it's never a good place to be, especially when you're the president of the United States.
Wow, Carly, great point. And look, Gordon Gekko was relevant nearly 40 years ago. I can quote Wall Street without a second thought. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Trust me, outside of Shawshank Redemption, it's my all-time favorite movie, and Michael Douglas was a great actor and once played a president himself. But to be totally honest here, I couldn't care less what's Michael Douglas now, nearly 80, Hollywood has to say about an 81-year-old actual president, if you look at poll after poll, believes should not be running for a second term, including a majority of Democrats. So it's great that CNN had Michael Douglas on to assure us all that Joe Biden's sharp as a tack. How often do these two get together exactly? I haven't seen any video of that, but here we are. Hollywood supports Democratic presidential candidate. Go figure.
I'm glad you mentioned that Michael Douglas played a president in a movie, because I don't know, in no movie that I have ever seen has the president blundered like Joe Biden did just last week. Watch.
My uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosi, they called him Bosie. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea. I see a future of the planet. We saved the planet, as this guy's busting his neck doing, from climate change. Literally. Climate crisis in America. I'm going to go order a milkshake. Yeah. I'm just going to order a milkshake.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
I thought you did it right there.
Joe, with all due respect to Spartacus's son, who are these people that Michael Douglas was actually speaking with that said he's sharp as a tack? And second part of the question, how dull is that tack?
Wow, good questions, Todd. Look, the whole cannibal thing, as far as his uncle Bowser being eaten by cannibals, and the president saying that his uncle was shot down during World War II, he was not shot down. The plane was lost. He said it was a single-engine plane. No, it was a double-engine plane. And unless, cannibals swam out to the bottom of the ocean to eat Uncle Bowser, that never happened. So the big question is, why? why do I have to share the same first name as this person, as Joe Biden? It's just amazing. And look, to use a Bidenism, here's the deal. Donald Trump was more accessible than any president in history. He took more questions than any president in the modern era. He did 35 solo press conferences alone in his final year of office. Joe Biden has yet to do one this year, going well into last year as far as solo press conferences are concerned. So if we're talking about Joe Biden's sharpness and if he really wants the job, maybe he could sit down and actually take questions from a real journalist or from actual journalists during a press conference where it isn't hand-picked reporters. That's never going to happen before this election day, and that's all you have to know about Joe Biden now at this point.
Joe, Hillary Clinton also said this about former President Trump, that is both surprising and not surprising at the same time. Watch.
Trump was like, just gaga over Putin, because Putin does what he would like to do: kill his opposition, imprison his opposition, drive, journalists and others into exile, rule without any check or balance. That's what Trump really wants.
So ironic that she brings up the imprisonment of the political opposition, which is exactly what Democrats are trying to do. The former president, she's said things like this before. This is the farthest, I think, that she's ever gone with killing the political opposition. And usually when she says things like this, it does not work out well for her.
No, Carly, look, Hillary clearly has ample spare time when she isn't in therapy over her loss nearly 8 years ago. Obviously, she's watching another cable news network that starts with, MS and ends with NBC, because the morning show over there keeps saying that Donald Trump, if he gets back into office, will execute journalists. I mean, this is utterly and totally ridiculous at this point, and Hillary just looks so foolish. I feel sorry for her at this point, to be quite honest with you, Tom.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
It's not about justice, it's not about agenda, it's not about mobilizing people, it's about dialing for corporate dollars. These two parties have sold the U.S. government and the American people to the highest bidders.